We set out to find a farm that grows America's most iconic crop, one that built nations, powered economies, and shaped history. It's in our money, our baseballs, our medical supplies. Simply put, cotton is king. Our journey led us to Tennessee and a small town called Humboldt. What does it take to keep a fifth-generation cotton farm alive? How does someone survive after being thrown from a combine? Why would a family share their struggles with thousands of strangers? And how could a husband and wife revolutionize how cotton is grown? The answers to these questions came alive in West Tennessee, at a place called Griggs Farms.
All right, that should be enough seed for today, about 100 acres. You're looking about $10,000 worth of seed right there. In the back of my truck. Hope nobody rear ends me.
Why did you not do those, my friend? Holy heck, man, it's hot.
All right, how long we been out of the field now? What, a full day, day and a half?
I don't even know anymore.
We got like an inch of rain, and then we were under a moderate risk of severe weather today. I mean, for me, growing up on this farm, it was like a dream come true. Like, it was so exciting. Just like a lot of young country kids, you know, all I wanted to do was ride on a tractor. I could go to bed, my house right across the road, but I hear the roar of the cotton gin going on, because they would gin till sometime between 9 and 10 o'clock at night, and I'd fall asleep to the roar of the cotton gin every night.
That cotton gin preserved a way of life for the past 4 generations of Griggs in West Tennessee. Cotton farming and ginning was all they knew, until Matt's grandpa shut it down in 1995 due to rising costs and changes in cotton harvesting, meaning Matt and his dad Bobby had to find a way to grow the farm without the cotton gin.
If he hadn't suddenly gotten sick and passed away in 2005, the farm would not look the way it does now if my dad and I were having to farm together. Not saying that he was a bad farmer by any stretch, he just had a different philosophy just from the time that he was raised and the things he had to go through early in his farming career that fomented the way that he looked at the farm.
It's like a personal Zoom. That's kind of cool.
Kelly, take one marker.
So when I met Matt in 2005, he was working for his dad, and he wasn't in charge. And then, unfortunately, his dad passed away not 4 months into we were dating. And, I remember him saying to me, well, I'm running the farm now. It's like, are we going to do this? I guess so.
There was only one person around that had a chance of running the farm, and it was me. And it took every waking moment just to make sure we didn't lose a year on the farm. We didn't lose a crop. Like most 25-year-olds, you think you know everything. I thought I knew everything. But looking back, I didn't know squat, and it's only by the grace of God that we survived that year.
So I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and the only agriculture I was around was if Dad would take us out and watch the combines harvest. So for me, agriculture is something that was interesting. It was new.
You want to get Kelly's hackles up real quickly, just refer to her as a farmer's wife. She doesn't take too kindly with that.
No, that's why I don't want to do pieces. Then we run short. So I'm no.
You know, she's as much a farmer's wife as I am a farmer's husband. She's responsible for planting our double crop soybeans during wheat harvest. You know, she's usually out there spraying in front of the planter, you know, mixing up chemicals, you know, organizing chemicals, organizing seed. You know, she does it all.
With the help of Kelly, Matt has grown Griggs Farm into a 2,000-acre operation, divided up into 500 acres of cotton, corn, soybeans, and wheat.
Because we have 4 commodities, we are literally busy all year long. So technically we don't have a downtime.
Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control. Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control.
Although the Griggs have diversified over the years, cotton is still their most valuable crop. And we were able to join them for one of their last cotton plantings of the year.
The blue coating you see is fungicide and insecticide seed treatment to protect against early season disease and early season above ground pests. This right here is the new fad in agriculture, biologicals. Using actual live microorganisms to fertilize your crop, offer disease protection, and whatnot. And this is one that we've tested for quite a few years, and it definitely does help add in yield.
And when 100 acres cost $10,000 to plant, yield is everything.
Cotton's like a woman. You gotta throw a lot of money at her to make her happy, but you also gotta treat her right. Because if you don't treat her right, she won't do you right.
Treating cotton right starts with the planting process, which is where the secret to the Griggs' success is found.
You know, our planting process, it's kind of like a 3-ring circus. You know, everything has to happen in conjunction in order for it to work right. And if we have a problem with either one of those pieces of equipment, then the whole process starts. But, you know, it starts out with Kelly and the sprayer.
Yeah, I like to tell people when they're like, oh, look what I drive. I'm like, look what I drive.
She's spraying a burn down herbicide to terminate the cover crop. And then before that herbicide gets to working on the plant, Andy has to be right behind her, rolling down the cover crop.
I'm actually gonna crack open the first cold one this morning. Nice cold Gatorade. This thing that I'm pulling right now is, well, it's pretty much a foreign object around where we are right now. It's called a roller crimper. I'm giving it just enough time to like slide down the vines and the weeds and everything, get to the root before I come back and just roll it while it's still green. It's not cutting anything. It just folds it over and crimps it.
And then I have to be right behind him with the planter.
The planter is following directly behind me. If I get off one row, I mean, he's gonna be wrapped up his entire row all the way throughout the entire field, so.
It's one critical game of follow the leader. That ends with Matt planting the cotton seed through the sprayed and rolled cover crops. A technique that Matt calls planting green.
We started planting green in 2015. In the spring, I modified one of our old sprayers, a hooded sprayer, to basically spray a burn down strip that would kill about an 8-inch wide band in the cover crop.
These burn down strips are key to their planting process because they are marked using GPS and become the very rows in which the cotton is planted in months later.
So we were getting all the benefits of planting green, where we had green cover crop in the middles, but we had the ease of planting no-till, where we're planting into a strip that doesn't have any vegetation, so our planter performs.
To Matt's knowledge, they were the first farm to plant cotton this way.
Going and looking at one of my fields, you know, it'd make a regular farmer just kind of cringe up and like, what do you got going on out here? You know, it looks like a hot mess. But everything that we've done is done with a specific goal in mind,
which is to protect the soil that serves them.
Cover crops is a big backbone of what we do in increasing soil health, regenerative agriculture, really rehabilitating our soils. But you know, we also use an organic form of fertilizer, chicken litter, that's very critical.
With their cotton yields having immense growth over recent years, this formula is obviously working for the Griggs.
These people will only look to their field for 3 months and go, well, I'm gonna throw everything healthy at it. And then as soon as they harvest it, it's dead. There's weeds growing on it. That soil's not working for you. So it's just like this. Would you take vitamins and eat healthy for 3 months out of the year or 12? I'm gonna give the soil 12 months of vitamins instead of only 3. So every single acre that we have always has something growing on it all year long.
Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control. Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control.
Of the many challenges the Griggs face, land availability sits at the top.
Literally, I'm farming someone's front yard.
With land hard to come by in western Tennessee, the Griggs must farm any field they can, no matter the size.
God, these small fields though, they're kind of aggravating. They're switching lines every time.
You are looking at quadruple the amount of traffic, the amount of people. We have lost land at an exponential rate. Tennessee is ranked second in the nation for millions of acres lost to subdivision.
We need to be at a certain size in order to make it cash flow. We lose a bunch of acres, well then it doesn't cash flow anymore because our fixed overhead costs don't have enough acres to be spread over.
It is almost like a survival, because we know ultimately the town's gonna win.
God bless.
But some challenges aren't as obvious.
All right, well, we lost our GPS.
He's cussing up a storm, I know it right now.
Oh, here we go. U.S. government issues a rare warning.
Things started going wonky, I don't know, about 2-3 hours ago, and I had no idea. I just noticed on my screen I was dropping satellites steadily, and all of a sudden everything quit working, and called a tech guy, and he's like, yeah, man, my phone's been blowing up here the last few minutes. All the farmers in the area, what's going on? And it's a geomagnetic storm. I mean, ideally, you know, we just wait for the 2 days for this storm to pass and come back, but it's not supposed to end until, you know, sometime on Sunday, 2 days from now. We get back planting on Monday. They're calling for rain again Monday night, and then we're knocked out again. So, what's the right call? Sometimes there is no right call. You got bad calls and you got worse calls, and that's what I'm trying to pick between right now. Yeah, I'm probably butchering planting. You know, I'm gonna have rows doing this, but Everybody says you can get more corn and cotton in a crooked row than you can a straight row, so we'll find out this fall. If my yields go up on this farm, there might be something to it. I'll tell you what, y'all sure know the way to my heart. Some Five Guys. No, she texted me. She said they brought Five Guys. I'm like, who'd they leave back at the hotel?
With the planting window for cotton nearing its end, Matt decided to push well into the night. Through the geomagnetic storm and under the northern lights for the first time, marking an end to their planting season, but also the start of the most nerve-wracking and expensive time period for the farm, the growing season, where each field will be monitored daily and sprayed weekly, costing an additional $100,000.
For the next 4 months, it's nothing but anxiety and nervousness, trying to manage the crop and prevent disaster from happening.
But all of the work, time, and money it takes to grow cotton feels worth it when harvest time finally comes in October.
Immediately after harvesting the cotton has to be transported to the cotton gin, where the lint is separated from the seed, and also any kind of trash in the lint is also removed, and then the cotton lint itself is baled into 480-pound bales and sold to mills where it gets spun into fiber and everything.
Cotton to me was the most amazing plant I've ever seen. Comes up, it blooms, and then afterwards you get these bolls, and then the bolls pop open and they're white. They're soft, they're fluffy, they're comfortable. And I just thought, God had to have had an idea in his head, like, I'm gonna make cotton like a woman, because this is just beautiful, this is wonderful. The properties, the things that it goes to, it's amazing. There's over 4,000 ways to use cotton.
Not just clothes, you think about your towels, your linens, your mop for your kitchen, even the cash in your wallet is made from cotton. There's a lot of different uses for cotton other than clothing.
Cotton sales contributes to roughly 33% of the farm's yearly revenue. But as we know, fields like this aren't always guaranteed.
This farm was built on cotton for years and years and years, and cotton's paid a lot of bills for a lot of folks in this area for a long time. But the farming economy just got to where, you have all your eggs in one basket. Things don't go right for that one crop. You could lose your whole farm in 1 year.
Which is why they've had to diversify into growing corn, soybeans, and wheat, contributing to 66% of the farm's yearly revenue.
Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control. Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control.
By now, you've maybe noticed a small tool that never gets left behind at Griggs Farm. Their video cameras. After a camera crew spent 7 months with the farm in 2018, Matt was shown the value in filming their everyday struggles and successes as farmers.
Put out a video pretty religiously, about once every 3 days, anywhere from a 20 to 30-minute video. So it's almost another full-time job editing these videos. Pretty much disabling the depth control. So this thing was putting the seed down the ground as far as it could because of a broken pin.
Matt's time behind the camera and the computer is paying off, with their channel growing to over 30,000 subscribers. And now even contributes to the last 1% of the farm's yearly revenue. Their channel exploded overnight after sharing the unbelievable story of Matt's combine accident in 2020.
I was in a hurry, just like I am every single day, and what happens when you get in a hurry? You make mistakes. Just trucking on down the road, I hit that rough patch, and it bounced me a little different than it ever bounced me before. And anyway, I saw the header right there just lift up off the lip of the faceplate. It's like, I'd never seen that before. And then I saw the front end tip down where it come off. and the header, flip over and get inverted right before I hit it. And the last thought out of my head was like, oh crap, this is gonna hurt.
Matt ran over the inverted corn head at 22 miles an hour, launching the 35,000-pound combine into the air. It threw him through the windshield and onto the pavement below, directly in the path of the moving machine.
These are the wires right here that God laid hands on. This is what shut the hydrostat off for this combine.
A 35,000-pound machine stopped right on a dime, against all laws of physics, and all because 3 wires and miles of wiring that control the propulsion got damaged.
It was a total God thing. I always tell people, bad things happen for good reasons. It was meant to save other people, because how many people don't wear seatbelts?
That was the first different type of video I put out on YouTube. It went viral. I think it's got like 1.1 million views, and it really kind of launched our YouTube channel.
And ever since that accident, the Griggs have been consistently sharing their life online, connecting with people across the country.
So social media brought me people that were in the same lifestyle. And they brought me women who do the same thing I do. I have found a community of women that I know I can't live without. So, holy crap. That's why I do it. Oh, it still gets me. But it's a mental health thing. A lot of the old school guys look at it as a weakness. Really not a sign of weakness in my eyes. It's a sign of, this lifestyle is stupid freaking hard. And you can't do it by yourself. You need someone that you can call to say, hey, I'm not doing okay. I'm not doing okay and I need to talk about this. Farming is such an isolation that you're out there with your thoughts every day by yourself in a tractor.
Every time I sit down to the computer and I'm like, I don't feel like editing a video today. I just want to go home, I want to watch TV, I want to go to bed. We'll get a comment on one of our videos about how much that video has helped that person. And Kelly and I both thrive off helping people, whether it's our neighbor, another farmer, or somebody on social media, online. We get great joy and feel like it's our calling to try and help other people.
As we began to look forward, we reflected on what we learned from this 5th-generation cotton farm. We learned that just because you're doing things differently doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. That sharing your life can lead to igniting someone else's. And as Kelly said, bad things can happen for good reasons.